Good morning. I was very blessed with the Bible study activity that we did in the small group.
Sorry, say that again.
I was very happy to be involved in the Bible study that we did together in small groups.
我非常享受刚刚在我们分组的那个圣经研究的过程。
Actually, we didn't have enough time.
实际上我们没有足够的时间。
Now you can see that only from one name, Jabez, you can have 30 minutes Bible study.
你看，我们只是用这个雅比斯一个名字，30分钟不够。
And even without any textbook,
我没有任何的教科书。
We learn from the scriptures and we can discuss together.
我们直接从圣经里面就可以。
And I believe that if each group was given an opportunity to share their report, you will learn so many lessons from this story.
所以从这个故事里面我们刚经验学习到，我们可以学习到很多的功课。
Yeah, we had a very small group there, only 4 members.
那我刚刚参加就4个人。
But we had a very good discussion.
但是我们有很好的讨论。
Yeah, and one of the things that I learned from Jabez is the following.
雅比斯的经验学到的一个功课是
He prayed against his name.
他针对他的名字来祷告。
He prayed against his name.
他针对他的名字来祷告。
He wants people not to attach his life to his name.
他不希望人们呢，应把他的名字跟他的生命呢，连接在一起。
Every time people say Jabez, they said, "Oh, painful birth."
每次当人家听到雅比斯的时候呢，人家联想到就是说，哎呀，这个是经过痛苦的生产而有的人。
He prayed to the Lord to change his image.
所以他跟上帝祷告说，能够改变他的形象。
Now, and God answered.
然后上帝回答了，对不对？我们刚才学习。
When you say evangelism in Taipei,
当我们说在台北的公众布道。
What is the image you have?
你脑子里面的图画是什么
？It is difficult.
很难呐，在台北。
That is an image.
我们的那个印象就是这样。
Every time you say just the name Taipei,
所以当我们一讲台北这2个字
people know.
人们就知道了。
If we conduct evangelistic meeting in Taipei, even in the big church, result would be only 2 or 1.
一听到台北市说公众布道会难呐。就算在最大的教会了不起2个。
Now, what I learned from the story of Jabez is that
我从雅比斯的祷告里面说
we can pray to change the image.
我们可以透过祷告把人的印象改变。
That people will not think that every time they say Taipei, it is difficult.
以至于人们每次听到台北的时候，他不再联想到的是困难。
And we can have something different from the name.
我们从名字里面可以得到不同的意义。
Now, when people say small group,
人们讲说小组
that is an image already now in Adventist Church, small group.
在福临教会里面，小组已经有一个印象在那里。
Once we say small group,
当我们说小组的时候
people will think,
人们就会想
it will never go, it will never fly.
永远不可能实现。
It is difficult.
很难。
What is this small group?
小组是什么？
But we can pray to God against the image.
那我们可以针对这个形象来祷告。
That something hopeless will become hopeful.
那个绝望的事情会变成有非常有希望的事。
Something impossible will become possible.
不可能的事情会变成可能。
Something difficult will become enjoyable.
非常困难的事情会变成是可盼望可喜乐的。
And that is the prayer of Jabez.
那个就是雅比斯的。
That I learned this morning.
我今天早上说。
Maybe you learned the same.
也许你今天早上
But personally, that is what I got.
但是我个人我刚刚学到的就是刚刚我分享。
There are so many things in our church that when we hear the words, our ears are itchy already.
在我们妇女教会很多的事情，我们一听到那些讲法的时候，我们的耳朵就已经开始发痒了。
Even now in Taiwan, every time people say, "七七."
即使现在在台湾，我们台湾区会讲到777的时候，
Perhaps there are members who say, "What is 七七?"
然后有人讲说什么是777啊？
It is impossible.
不可能的。
But we can pray to God to change the image.
但是我们可以跟上帝祷告，把这个
So
印
we
象
can
改
see
变。
the power of prayer.
我们以至于我们可以见证祷告的能力。
He just prayed.
他只是祷告，
And that God answered him.
上帝就回应了亚比斯祷告。
Very powerful story.
非常强有力的一个故
So
事。
you can see even from one name,
所以我们可以看见，其实从一个人的名，
you can develop a Bible study
我们
together
可以
with a
发
small
展
group.
出来一个可以查经的材料，透过小组。
Bible study is not another sermon.
查经这个议题不是另外一个讲章，
It is studying together. One may read, one can explain the meaning, one may ask question, the other one will answer. That is Bible study.
什么叫做研究圣经或者查经呢？就是一个人念一个经文，一个人回答，一个人问问题，然后一个人说出他的感受等等。
Especially when we are dealing with young people, let them lead the Bible study, not the old people.
所以当我们跟年轻人在一起的时候，研究这个圣经的时候，让年轻人发言，不要让老年人一直讲话。
The old people may preach, the young people can lead the Bible study. It's okay.
老年人可以讲到那个研究圣经，让年轻人带领。
Yeah, it is. They will be very happy if they are the one leading out in the Bible study.
因为如果在查经的时候，他们自己主动由他们自己来发起的话，他们会非常的高兴。
All right, now we will learn about Bible study after this presentation.
那今天我们分享完这个之后，我们接着下来的下一个分享就是
I just want to
有关
share
查经。
with you about this simple presentation.
我接下来跟你分享这个比较简单的这个简报。
And if we are done with this and we still have time, we can have maybe to finish the first time slot, we can have Q&A session.
那当我们完成这个阶段呢，如果还有一点时间，我们会开放大家来一个讨论。
All right, not simply a baptismal ceremony.
不单只是敬礼仪式。
We need to make sure that baptism is very well planned and baptism is memorable just like a wedding day.
我们必须确认，我们的教会举行的仪式是我们有做很好的计划，然后让它成为人们可以记得，就好像记得一场婚礼一样。
If wedding day is a day of making covenant between you and your spouse, then baptism is a day of making covenant between you and God and the church.
如果婚礼是你跟你的配偶的一个立约的一个场合仪式，那么敬礼就是你跟上帝跟教会之间的一个立约。
And I have noticed that we have tried our best to prepare for baptismal ceremony.
当然我有注意到我们的教会里面，我们都已经尽我们所能的来预备一个敬礼，
Especially deacons and deaconesses.
特别是男女执事们，
They already prepared the baptistry.
他们会把那个
They
圣
already
池、
prepared the towels and everything.
浴巾等等需要预备的，
It was good.
非常的好。
But suddenly, the pastor approached someone.
但是突然之间，牧师就走向一个人，
Hey, could you please leading the song service while we are doing baptism?
安慰啊，你可不可以待会儿那个敬礼的时候，帮我们带领那个唱诗的部分？
And that person says, but who is the pianist?
然后那个安慰就会说，那牧师谁是那个司琴啊？
That shows a lack of preparation.
那个表示没有预备好。
Just imagine if that happens in a wedding day.
你想象一下，如果刚刚那个情况是在婚礼发生，
Hey, who can be the opening prayer?
那个谁，等一下婚礼谁要做开会祷告？
The bride and the bridegroom are there already.
那个新郎新娘已经在那里了。
Pastor is ready.
牧师也准备好了，
And when they are about to march,
准备进场的时候，
the pastor announced,
然后牧师就报告，
is there anyone that can play piano here?
有没有人可以弹琴来？
Can you play a piano?
可不可以？
Just imagine if that happens in a wedding day.
想象一下，如果婚礼有那样的情况发生，
Let us think about something very memorable.
我们接下来来思考一些值得回忆的一些的做法。
if it is memorable, then the chance would be very little for that person to live.
如果这一场敬礼举办的如此让人回味无穷，那么他离开教会的几率就几乎等于零。
Those who have this marriage or wedding in Las Vegas, they have a drive-through wedding, drive-through.
在那些在拉斯维加这个赌城举办婚礼的这些人啊，
Well, they can forget it very easily.
他们甚至那个很像那个麦当劳的那个叫什么嘛？那个
So
得来速
的，他们甚至在拉斯维加有得来速婚礼哦。
对，not simply a baptismal ceremony.
所以不是只有简单的婚礼，不是得来速敬礼。
All right. The retention of the church members would depend on what we do before, at, and after baptism.
弟兄姐妹对教会的忠诚度啊，我昨天翻译的时候比较喜欢用这个字，取决于我们怎么准备他们的这个。
And this is what we just want to discuss together. This is a suggestion, and you can make it even much better.
我们的主讲人再次强调，这只是一个建议，大家可以让它变得更好。
All right. The retention of the church members would depend on how they are prepared for baptism.
所以他们的保留或是对教会的忠诚度，取决于他们是如何被预备好接受洗礼。
How they are welcomed through baptism.
他们是如何通过洗礼受到欢迎的。
And how they are nurtured after the baptism.
他们在洗礼之后是如何受到培养的。
These three things
这三个条件
will determine the retention of one soul in the church, including our children and churchmen, our young people.
将会决定一个生灵在教会里面留下来的这个几率，包括我们的孩子们。
How they are prepared, how they are welcomed, and how they are nurtured.
我们如何预备他们预备好洗礼？我们怎么样欢迎他们在接受洗礼之后？跟之后呢，怎么样培养他们
Do you agree on this?
大家同意这三点吗？大家认为如何
These are the three things we would like to discuss and pay attention more.
这是三点，是我希望跟大家进一步讨论，然后我们多花一些心思注意的部分。
I can sense that the baptismal candidates, they are doing some observation.
我可以感受得到这些准备受洗的人呢，他们在观察。
Because they notice whether we are prepared or not.
因为他们注意到我们到底有没有准备好。
All right, now let's go to the first one, and that is preparation, and that is before baptism.
第一个我们来讲到准备这个阶段，也就是在受洗之前。
I think I have witnessed maybe only once baptism here in Taiwan. I think maybe only once.
我想我有见证过一次吧，应该是一次在台湾的洗礼。
And that was very good.
我觉得很棒。
I think everyone who was going to be baptized were invited.
所有要洗礼的人被邀请。
And they gave testimony. That's what I witnessed.
他们然后就分享见证，这是我看到的。
This was in Sunsan Church.
是我见证的是在松山教
And
会。
to them were given flowers.
然后呢，他们就献花给他们。
And everyone greeted them.
然后每一个人跟他们欢迎。
And they would have picture taking together.
然后一起合照，非常的好。
That is during baptism.
那个是在洗礼当天。
Now we will discuss what we do before baptism.
那我们现在先讨论，那在那个洗礼之前呢
Number one,
第一个
teach all distinctive doctrines of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
教导所有基督复临安息日会独特的教义。
Make sure we teach all distinctive doctrines of our church.
要确认我们教导所有复临教会独特的教义。
That is salvation by faith.
这个因信称义
It is the grace of God.
是上帝的恩典。
We teach them about obedience.
我们教导他们有关于顺服、
The Ten Commandments and also
十诫、安息日。
We teach them about the idea of judgment.
我们告诉他们有关于审判的概念。
We teach them about the second coming.
我们教导他们基督复临。
We teach them about Christian lifestyle,
我们告诉他们基督徒的生活的方式，
about how Christians would dress.
有基督徒怎么穿着。
I would even teach them about whether Christian would or could use earrings or not. I will teach.
我甚至会教导他们呢，这个基督徒该不该戴耳环之类的。
What
我会
Christians
教
or Adventists, according to the Bible, are supposed to eat. Clean and unclean food, I will teach.
跟福音教会根据圣经的教导，该吃洁净不洁净的这部分的教导，我也会教导。
And some other distinctive doctrines that are unique to our church that we teach from the
还有
Bible.
包括其他对我们本会来说是独特的一个教育，
Because the chance would be,
因为几率会是这样的。
if we don't teach them,
如果我们不教导这些，
after they are baptized,
他们在受洗之后，
we cannot change them anymore.
我们再也无法改变他们。
Can you tell them?
你可以告诉他们说，
Because in some cases,
因为在某些情况之下，
I have observed
我观察到的是这样，
before the baptism,
在受洗之前，
the pastor whispered,
然后那个牧师会这样子悄悄话，
Sister,
姐妹，
just put off the earrings for a while.
哎，姐妹啊，那个耳环拿下来一下下来，
Because in our church we cannot do that.
因为我们的教会我们不可以这样子，
And so because it was already near the baptistry,
因为已经靠近准备受洗了嘛。
of course the candidate will take off the earrings.
那个准备受洗的人当然就会听了，就把耳环拿掉。
But next week she may wear it.
可下个礼拜他可能又继续戴，
And what will you do?
然后你会做什么？
Now we are living in guilt.
然后我们现在有罪恶感了，
Who is responsible?
谁的责任？
And other young people in our church.
其他的年轻人在我们教会当中，
Those who are born Adventists in Adventist families.
那些一出生就是在福临教家庭里面的人，
They will see.
他们会看，
And they will ask their fathers.
他们就会问他的爸爸、
Papa, Mama.
阿伯、阿姑，
Wait, you taught us that we couldn't wear it.
你告诉我们，你教导我们说不可以穿戴。
But look,
可是
we are creating confusion in our church.
我们在教会里面制造混淆。
Make sure that we teach all distinctive doctrines of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
要确认我们都教导了福临教会的独特教义。
I can see that we are now transitioning from what we didn't do before to what now everyone is doing.
我可以观察到，我们现在正从过去我们不做的那个阶段，现在慢慢的转到我们过去不做的事。
And sometimes this is because we are pushed to reach the number.
那因为我们现在呢，都在给大家压力，要达到某个数字目标。
So this is my humble suggestion. Teach all distinctive doctrines.
这个是我卑微的建议，
How can we
教导
do this?
所有独特的教育。
How can we do this?
我们怎么做？
We can do this if our small groups are active.
这个可以在小组的活动里
We
面
do
做得
this
到。
in a very friendly way in our small groups.
我们可以在我们的小组里面用非常友善的方式教导。
Alright? All the distinctive doctrines of Seventh-day Adventist Church should be among the topics of the Bible study. I mentioned already.
基督福临安息日会教会的所有独特教义都应该成为预备洗礼之人圣经研究的主题之一。
Yes, I believe some evangelists may suggest that just preach if he believes or she believes in Jesus, just baptize first.
我知道我们在开布道会的时候，我们会说，他只要相信耶稣基督，我们就足够可以给他施洗了。
But we need to make sure whether when she or he is baptized, whether he or she is willing to obey Jesus Christ because he or she believes.
那我们必须要确认他是不是愿意顺服耶稣基督的教导，
Because believing is not a concept in mind.
因为相信不是在脑中的一个概念，
It is a response through attitudes and behaviors.
那个是透过态度跟行为表现出来的。
So let us not downgrade the definition of believing.
所以让我们不要把相信这两个字的定义贬低了。
Alright, so this is the first one.
所以这是第一个。
Second one,
第二个，
include doctrine of the church.
包括教会的教育，
Teach them what is church.
告诉他们什么是教会。
Because if they don't have good understanding about church,
如果他们对教会的定义有清楚的认识，
maybe they will not believe that Adventist Church is the last remnant.
也许他们就不会相信基督复临安息日会是渔民教会。
Maybe they will simply think that Adventist Church is only one option and they can still move to other churches as long as they are in the church.
他们如果不清楚认识教会的定义，他们就会认为基督复临安息日会只不过是众多教会的其中的
We
选
need
项
to。teach them Revelation chapter 12 and 13.
我们必须教导他们启示录12章13章的教导。
And that is about doctrine of the church. What is a church? What is the remnant?
那就是有关于什么是教会的教导，什么是渔民教会的教导。
They need to know that becoming an Adventist member is not simply becoming a member, but we become a missionary. We are a witness.
要让他们了解到，成为复临信徒不只是简单的成为我们教会的教友，而是布道士。我们是渔民教会。
This is very important.
这是非常重要。
Include doctrine of the church.
包括教会的教导是什么？
Number 3,
第三个。
help them to discover their spiritual gifts.
帮助他们发现他们自己的属灵恩赐。
We can do this even before baptism.
我们可以在他们受洗之前呢，教导他们。
Because their hearts are being prepared for the Lord.
因为他们的心是为着主来预备的。
We would like to prepare them that they will be in one of the ministries after their baptism.
因为我们在预备他们在受洗之后，成为教会的这么众多事工当中的其中的一个分担的人。
Number 4, integrate them to the church life.
第四个就是把他们融入到教会的生活当中。
We don't want that baptism day is the first day they come to church.
我们不希望他们在受洗的那一天是他们第一天才来到教会。
Baptism day should not be the first day a candidate came to church.
受洗日不应该是要准备领洗的人第一天才来到教会的那一天。
You can see that those who remain in the church and strong and faithful, they have been involved in the activities of the church even before their baptism.
那些已经领洗然后留在教会非常坚贞的弟兄姐妹，你会发现他们在受洗之前，实际上他们已经来到教会。
Before they are baptized, they already have some friends in the church.
受洗之前，教会里面他们早就有一些朋友。
Okay, we can involve them in some special church activities.
我们可以让他们参与教会的一些特别的活动。
We can already invite them to join our church retreat.
我们已经可以邀请他们参加教会的退休会。
If you have some social games organized by the young people, we can already invite them.
甚至一些年轻人所预备的一些团刊的活动，我们都可以邀请他们。
Okay, next.
下一个
mentorship.
导师。
Involve or bring along those who have studied the Bible longer and more deeply to each others who have just started having Bible study. This will give them the sense of belonging to the church and mission.
当领那些已经研究圣经比较久、更深入的人参与教导刚刚开始学习圣经的人，这会带给他们对教会跟使命的归属感。
So the idea is that we have students who are doing Bible study.
意思是说，如果有人在查经。
One person has studied the Bible for 1 year.
那其他的人，有一个人他已经研究1年了。
Although he is not yet baptized.
可是他也许还没有受洗。
When we have a new Bible student.
但是如果有一个新的来查经的人
，we can ask that person, "Could you please explain to this friend about the second coming, because you already know."
我们可以邀请那个还没有受洗但已经也查经1年的呢，是对那个正在开始查经的人解释。
So you can see that
他所学过的。
You can see that the involvement in the church is not simply after the baptism, but they can play they will feel part of the church already.
所以对于教会的一些活动的参与，不是指受洗以后才可以，而是之前他们就可以参与了。
I'm talking to pastors now.
我现在正在对牧师们讲话。
Have you ever had an experience?
大家有没有过这样的经验
？That when you ask someone,
当你邀请一个人
just to offer a prayer,
请他祷告
and he never did it before.
那他之前都 他从来没有做过祷告。
He or she would be very, very happy only for opening prayer.
这个人 即使你邀请他做开会祷告，他会非常非常的兴奋。
And even at home, he or she would share with the family, the pastor asked me to offer opening prayer.
他甚至回家的时候会说，太太呀、老婆、孩子，牧师邀请我做开会祷告，他很兴奋。
We, pastor, we consider, that is the only opening prayer. Everyone can do that. But not for that person.
对传道同工来讲，我们觉得说那个没什么，可是对那个人而言不同。
At home, she or he would take a piece of paper and a pen and try to write what he or she would pray.
这个人在家里，他可能甚至拿出一张纸来，就开始写草稿，说他要祷告什么。
And he will never forget that experience that a pastor trusts him or her to pray.
他永远不会忘记，因为传道他的牧师、他的堂主任信任他，请他做祷告。
So this is very important.
所以这是非常重要。
I'm giving only some ideas. You may relate to your context.
所以我只是在给你们一些的建议想法，你可以把它呢连接到你的背景环境。
Then number 6.
第6个
，connect them to small groups.
把他们跟小组连接起来。
When they are doing Bible study,
当他们在查经的时候
we need to think to which small group they can become a member.
我们在查经的过程就要想说，他们可以让他们可以到哪个小组里面去。
The best setting would be the one teaching him or her would be the small group that they will belong.
那个最佳的情况就是在跟他查经的那个人呢，他所属的小组就最好就是这个准备进来的人的小组。
So far, are these things that we have been talking about difficult according to you?
到目前为止，我们所讲到的第6点，对大家来讲很困难吗？
I don't think so.
我不认为。
What we need is commitment.
我们所需要的是委身、
determination,
决心
and consistency.
还有呢持续性。
We can do it.
我们可以做得到。
Connect them to small groups. They know already.
把他们连接到小组里面。
Which small group they will belong.
他们早就知道他们会归属到哪个小组。
Okay, next.
下一个
Gather in their house.
在这个慕道友的家里面聚会做聚集。
If you have a Bible student,
如果你有一个查经的对象
who has been studying for some time,
已经查经一段时间
maybe sometime you can ask,
也许你有时候你可以这样问
Sir, we would like to see if you are willing that we can have our midweek prayer meeting of our small group in your house.
你可以说弟兄或者姐妹，我们在想说可不可以在你的家在周间的时候举行祷告聚会。
Our culture here, Asian and Oriental culture,
我们在亚洲或是东方的文化
I don't know if it has changed,
我不知道有没有改变了。
but it is very difficult for us to say no when people would like to come to our house.
我们的文化应该是我们很难拒绝别人说邀请他们到我们家。
So let us ask them if they are willing to be host of a small group meeting or a prayer meeting.
所以让我们开口询问这些正在查经的人，可不可以到他们家里举行家庭礼拜或是祷告。
All of this that I'm presenting, this is with the purpose of integrating them in the life of the church.
然后目前为止我所分享的目的是为了让这些人融入到教会的生活。
Even before baptism,
即使在受洗之前也是就这样子做。
what has happened oftentimes is that even after baptism, we forget already.
经常发生的状况是，其实这个受洗之后，我们可能已经忘了。
Now I want to really highlight this one. Introduce Adventist lifestyle.
我要特别强调这一点第8点。
I mentioned it already about health message.
我已经提过有关于那个健康的信息。
Modesty in fashion.
这个谦逊。
They need already before even they are baptized.
谦逊这个端庄这样的这个教导必须在他受洗之前就必须
About how Adventists would dress. We have it in the Bible. Modesty.
基督徒应该怎么穿？圣经里面有教导，要谦逊。
Politeness.
要有礼貌。
Because if you don't teach this,
如果不教导他们这样的一个简朴端庄
after baptism,
在受洗之后
how if he or she comes to church with a dress that we never expect before?
他受洗之后，结果他来了，穿着的是我们从来没有期望他会那样穿。
We need to teach that we need to offer the best to the Lord.
我们必须教导他们将最好的献给主。
Because sometimes people may come to church and they say, well, God knows my heart.
有些时候，有的人弟兄姐妹他们来到教会，他们会说：“上帝知道我的心。”
He doesn't care about my outward appearance.
他不在乎我的外表所的穿着。
So they will wear anything, maybe jeans with all the holes and
会穿着那个牛仔裤，上面都有洞洞的。
interesting words here,
很有趣的字在这个胸前。
And some will come even with a hole at the back here without any clothes.
那个背后呢，露出大大的露背装。
Many things now.
任何所有你现在看过的。
So the church has become so, it has now so many things in the church.
所以教会现在变得很精彩，因为有好多的东西。
We want to teach modesty.
我们要教导他们什么叫做谦虚。
So the small group needs to show also examples.
所以在小组里面也要有一个示范范例。
Well, you may think that I am a very conservative person, but I
也许有
think
人认为我是一个非常保守的人。
what I've been presenting is very biblical.
但是我目前所分享的是依据圣经的教导。
Number 9.
第9个，
Plan well for baptismal ceremony. Plan well.
为敬礼做好计划。
Let the baptismal candidates know that the church is excited about their baptism and preparing for a meaningful ceremony for their baptism.
那让这个准备即将受洗的弟兄姐妹知道，他们的教会正在准备他们的洗礼，而且感到兴奋，然后正在精心准备一个有意义的仪式。
Just imagine if when the baptismal Sabbath came and the candidates also came to the church.
想象一下，当那个敬礼当天，然后准备受洗的人也来了，
And he noticed that, the church is still empty.
然后他就发现了教堂里面还是空无
It
一
seems that
人。
there is nothing special this Sabbath.
这个安息日感觉好像没什么特别的事啊。
And then a person asked, hey, sister, may I know your name?
然后突然有一个姐妹弟兄，
Where are you from?
然后就问这个当天要受洗的人说：“
Saint Phil.
姐妹，请问你是叫什么名字？你哪里
So
来的？”
they don't know that I'm the one to be baptized this Sabbath.
他就会感觉说：“教会里面没有人知道我今天要受洗
So the preparation should be obvious and well planned.
所以那个准备应该要很清楚。
It should be announced to the church as one of the most awaited program in the year.
应该在教会里面被宣布成为最受期待的节目之一。
Even 2 Sabbaths before, it has been announced already.
甚至是在2个礼拜之前都要先报告有一个洗礼。
Now, please have this analogy.
请大家有这个类比啊。
We know about the procedure of membership transfer.
我们已经知道了这个教友移民的程序。
If I was to transfer my membership from Ilsan Church in Korea to Taichung Church in Taiwan,
如果我要把我的教友名籍从分会所在的那个中文义山教会转移到台中教会来，
you know what the procedure according to the church manual?
根据教会的规程序是什么？还记得吗？
Okay, the secretary of the two, the clerk,
两个教会的教会书
church
记
to communicate.
他们会沟通联系。
And after it is already recommended by the church board,
堂董会提出建议之后提案，
then the name will be read at least twice in the church.
那么当地教会也就是台中教会至少要念2次
For 2
这个提案
Sabbaths.
2个安息天。
Okay, the first Sabbath it will be read. Okay, this is the first reading.
这是第一次宣读。沙博士要从玉山教会转到台中教
We
会。
would like to announce to all of you that we are going to have a new member transferred from Ilsan Church to Taichung
我
Church.
在这里跟所有的弟兄姐妹报告，我们有一位弟兄从玉山教会要转移到我们教会，
His name is Richard Sangui.
他的名字叫做沙理查。
If you have a PowerPoint, show the picture.
如果你的教会都有像这样的，把它秀出来，他的样子。
In 1 week, we are going to have a new member.
我们在1个礼拜，我们有一个新的教友。
Usually, that member is already there because he already moved.
通常实际的情况是，那个被既然一提名转过来的人呢，已经在那个当中了。
But even after he already moved for 6 months, you still read his or her name twice.
那即使这个人已经在教会里面6个月了，你还是念2次他的名籍，才正式进入到这个教会哦。
And why is it that we do not even introduce our candidates one Sabbath before?
那我们为什么不为那个准备新受洗的人，至少1个礼拜之前宣布呢？
To make the church excited, we are going to have new members. Now we know the face.
让教友弟兄姐妹感觉到兴奋说，我们有一个新的教友来，我们甚至看到他的样子。
Announce to them that next Sabbath we are going to have baptism, and these are the candidates.
在教会里面宣布，让弟兄姐妹期待这个要新加入的弟兄或是姐妹。
Okay, or maybe the church members know already. Oh, we have been praying for him because he was taught by a member in our small group. Make the church excited.
那有的弟兄姐妹可能会说，我们已经为他祷告很久了，因为他是我们小组当中的一个姐妹或弟兄，为他查经的。
Okay, next, church praying for each candidate.
第10，教会为每一个即将受洗的人祷告。
Okay, it should okay. I think maybe this is a different one because it has the same. Okay, anyway. So we pray for the candidates.
所以我们为这个准备受洗的人祷告。
And then care for the children.
然后关心他们的孩子。
Let the church pay attention to the children of the baptismal candidates if they are a family.
如果呢即将受洗的人有孩子呢，就会表达对这个准备受洗的人的孩子的关心。
Well, the children ministries department of our church can start inviting the children to come to the Sabbath school.
我们当地教会的这个儿童事工的负责人，他可以开始邀请这个家人的孩子到教会了。
Because this is an integration not only of the parents or the mother, but also the children to the church.
因为这个过程不仅仅是为父母这个受洗的人融入教会的生活，也包括他们的孩子。
Maybe one Sabbath you can invite all the Sabbath school children. Let's go and we will visit your friend.
可能有一个安息天，所有安息日学的儿童班全部去拜访这一家人。
I think this is something that we can do. This is not difficult. It just takes commitment and determination.
我想这个都是我们可以做的，只需要我们委身跟我们决心而已。
Pay attention to special days.
这个注意特殊的日子
，like maybe wedding day.
就好像婚礼的时候。
So even before they become a church members, they receive already a birthday card.
在他们还没成为教友之前，他们已经收到生日卡之类的贺礼。
Because they have been part of the church life, although they are not yet member, since the day they start the Bible study.
这个虽然他们还不是教友，可是当他开始查经的时候，他已经是教会的一份子。
Let me just stop a while here.
我在这边停一下。
Now you can see, wow, we are so overwhelmed with so many ideas.
我们被这么多的这个想法建议所淹没了。
We are overwhelmed only when we think that we will do it ourselves, by ourselves alone.
只有当我们决定一个人自己做这些所有的事情的时候，我们会感觉说，哎呀，太多了，我承受不了。
But I would like to encourage us not to be overwhelmed, but to be excited.
我要鼓励大家，不是感觉说，哇，我承受不了了，而是要感到兴奋。
Because with these all ideas, we can have now really a total member involvement. Everyone can have something to do in the church. So look what we do in the church. There are so many things that we can do for the church.
所以到目前为止，12项的好教会可以做的事情，是可以邀请所有的人都参与。
There are only 2 results.
只会有2个结果。
After a seminar.
在今天的研习会之后
，Number 1，
第一的结果
，you are overwhelmed and you say, this is too much.
你们被淹没了，说，哎呀，听太多课了。
Number 2，
第2个结果
，you are excited and you say, by God's grace, I will do this with my local church.
你会很兴奋，就说靠上帝的恩典，我要在我的地方教会实施这次所学习的。
Now, since yesterday, you have been thinking about which group you would like to be part of.
从昨天开始，你就已经在想说，我哪一个组我要参与的
The overwhelmed or the excited?
是那个已经被淹没了，还是感觉到兴奋的这一组
Let's continue.
那我们继续。
Now let's talk about the baptism itself.
好，我们现在来谈洗礼这件事。
We have just discussed about what we can do even before the baptism. Many things.
我们刚刚已经讲到许多的事是在受洗之前可以做的。
Oh, there is no any member that is jobless in the church. Everyone has something to do.
在教会里面没有一个人是没有无所事事的人，有太多的事可以做。
Number one, I would suggest decorate the church.
第一个，关于洗礼当天，建议布置教堂。
Many times we decorate the church only during Christmas.
我们教会只会在圣诞节的时候才布置教会。
And you have many things during Christmas.
那在圣诞节的时候，我们好多事啊。
Some churches put Christmas trees.
有的教会它布置圣诞树。
Ellen White is not against that.
还是我并不反对。
But I think it is not the only special occasion in the church.
但是我相信这个不是教会里面唯一的一件事情。
We Adventists, we do not believe that December 25th is the day, but we believe that Jesus was born.
福临教会并不相信12月25号基督在那里诞生，但是我们相信基督。
During Christmas season, we are happy. We decorate. This is very good.
所以圣诞节的时候，我们非常的高兴，在那个季节，我们布置我们的。
But let us decorate our church during a baptism Sabbath.
但是除了在圣诞节，在洗礼当天，我们也来布置我们的教堂吧。
Make the church beautiful.
让教堂看起来美丽。
So that when the candidate comes to the church, they would say, "Wow."
然后那个受洗人一来教会的时候，哦，为我布置的。
Everyone would like to welcome me.
每一个人都欢迎我来。
Wow, this Sabbath is very special.
这个安息天非常的特别。
Decorate also the baptistry. The baptistry. You don't have it over there. Decorate the baptistry.
受洗池也要布置。
If the church has some budget,
如果教会有够预算
put at the back, welcome Sister Lee.
再放写说什么欢迎某某姐妹某某弟兄。
That is not much money, I tell you. Not much money.
没有很多钱呢。
Because we work to win soul, and then we spend money also for the soul. What's wrong with that?
我们为这个生灵来花时间，我们也要花钱呢。
So many ideas, but decorate the church.
很多的想法可以想但是就是要布置教堂。
Sometimes I have noticed that the baptistry was prepared only the Sabbath morning.
我常常注意到那个受洗池是要受洗的当天早上才布置。
One deacon will come a bit earlier.
一个执事会早点到教堂。
The baptistry has not been used for already 1 year because the last
那个受洗
was 1 year ago.
已经1年没有用了。
And it's like put the food and then try to clean a little bit.
那个排水那个叫什么？排水法都卡住了。
I tell you, we are not serious.
我跟各位讲，我们根本不够重视啊。
Prepare, decorate the church.
要准备，要布置。
Do you think this is something difficult? I don't think so.
你认为这个很难吗？我不认为。
I don't think so.
不认为。
Ask if you are a gentleman. Ask your wife. They will have more ideas than you.
各位男士们，问问女士们，他们会有比我们男士更多的构想。
If you are women pastor, you have many ideas already how to make church beautiful.
那如果你是女传道，你已经有很多的想法，怎么样可以让教会更美丽
？Decorate the church. Do you think this is difficult? I don't.
布置教堂，你认为很难吗？我不认为。
Only two options: we are overwhelmed or we are excited.
只有2个选择，我们感觉到哇，承受不了了，还是我们觉得很兴奋。
All right. You know, people like to make a very good decoration in their house, even in restaurant for a birthday.
你知道很多的人，特别是在生日的时候，喜欢在他们的家或者是餐厅里面有特别的布置。
Let us do it for baptism.
让我们为敬礼这样子做。
Wow, it will be very memorable.
会是一个值得回忆的一个时刻。下一个
，make baptism as the theme of that Sabbath.
让洗礼成为那个安息天、安息日的主题焦点。
Baptism is not simply an insertion or an annex to the Sabbath program, but the theme of that Sabbath program.
洗礼不应该是安息天那天的一个插花或附属的节目，而是安息日的主题。
Special talks, sermons should be related to the baptism.
所有预备的诗歌、特别的谈话、讲道都是跟洗礼相关的。
Even the song service in the Sabbath school.
即使在安息日学的那个领唱、敬拜、赞美。
Because sometimes this is what we do.
因为通常我们做的会是这个样子。
When we announce,
我们报告。
well, brothers and sisters,
各位亲爱的弟兄姐妹。
today we are going to have baptism.
今天我们有洗礼哦。
That's why we will have our Sabbath school a little bit earlier.
所以我们今天的安息日学要提早结束哦。
So please stop the Sabbath school only after 30 minutes.
所以那个教员们学课30分钟就要结束。
And suddenly some members say, oh, we have baptism.
然后突然之间就交头接耳说，今天有洗礼哦。
It seems that it is only something that even disturb the flow of the church worship.
有这个反而让这个安息天的聚会呢，洗礼变成一个打扰这个流程不顺啊。
It should be something special.
应该是很特别的节目。
Everything we do on that Sabbath is related to baptism.
那个安息天所做的每一样事情都跟洗礼
including the songs,
包括我们唱的诗、
the sermon,
讲道。
Very good. Next,
下一个
involve spiritual guardians.
让属灵，对不起，那个灵，
I think
属灵的监护人参与。
I've observed that many churches are doing this.
我发现很多的教会都有这么做。
Involve spiritual guardians or members of the DNA or small group at the baptism.
让这个属灵的监护人或者是 DNA 小组的成员参与。
Let them stand together with the candidates during the presentation.
在那个叫什么去了哈？那个叫他们站在前面。那个叫什么去了？基理宣言的时候，小组成员跟他们一起站在一起。
Especially there are those who are baptized and they have struggled because the husband is against.
因为这个非常重要的原因是，有些时候假设是要受洗的姐妹，她的先生可能威胁。
Young people who made decision, but the parents are against the decision.
年轻人他要受洗，可是他的父母反对他。
And then we invite them to come, and they are standing there alone.
我们邀请他到前面呢，他一个人站在那里。
No friend.
没有朋友。
I would even suggest.
所以我甚至会建议。
Since we know already which small group this candidate will belong.
我们既然已经知道他未来要落户到哪一个小组。
Since we have already made very good preparation before.
我们已经知道我们之前怎么样准备的。
When the candidate comes.
当那个准备受洗的人来的时候。
For the baptismal vow.
那个准备你刚刚讲什么去了？敬礼约员。
Let us invite the small group. We would like to invite small group Abraham to please come and accompany this candidate.
我们可以这样宣布，例如说，假设是亚伯拉罕小组，我们请亚伯拉罕小组的成员来跟我们这位弟兄姐妹站在一起。
So he will be standing or she will be standing there with friends that he may or she may have known some of them.
所以他站在那里的时候，他已经认识的这些成员。
This is a very, very good idea without money.
这是非常非常好的建议，是不花钱。
I think so far we have not yet spent so much money for all of these ideas.
讲到目前为止，我们还没有花太多的预算呢。
Next，
下一个。
Okay, I mentioned already involve small groups.
已经讲了这个。
Let 2 or 3 members of the DNA bringing the candidates to also enter the baptistry.
让2名到3名的 DNA 小组成员带领受洗的人进到受洗池。
And other members of the small group will wait over there.
那个其他的小组成员呢，就在那个受洗池旁边等待。
Make it more personal.
让它呢变成是非常属于这个人的。
Everyone is excited.
每一个人都非常兴奋。
Sing special songs.
唱特别的诗歌。
Okay, we cannot do this on Sabbath.
我们在安息天没有办法这样子做。
On the baptism day.
在受洗的时候。
I mentioned it a little bit already.
我刚刚特别提到过这个一个情况。
But we cannot say, well, for the special song, I would like to invite all the men who wear eyeglasses.
我不能这样子宣报告说，凡是戴眼镜的弟兄上来唱特别诗。
Or we can say, okay, we would like to invite all the ladies to come.
或者是说，我要邀请所有的姐妹妇女来。
And they come to the stage and have their first practice.
然后呢，他们就来到台前了，然后他们才第一次唱。
Let me share with you my high impression of the way you conduct this revival meeting.
让我来分享我的观察这个对于我们怎么办这个奋兴会。
For me, so far, this is the only seminars I attend that you have special numbers in every session. Special
among
number.
division honestly.
In all the churches I have visited.
在所有参加过的教会，在办这个培灵会的场合，然后每一个场次、每一堂课都有特别诗的是，唯一参加过的是我们这场这个。
And I know that all the song that you sang, you practiced that before. I know it.
那我有了解到你们唱之前有练过了。
I can tell because when the song was sung, even you have the race from A, you went to B. You should practice to do that.
反正你们有练习就对了。
That is very good. You practice it. This is what we need to do also during baptism day.
所以在洗礼当天呢，也应当是所献上的诗歌是经过练习的，而不是当场才唱。
Perhaps the baptismal candidate has a favorite song.
也许那个准备受洗的人有他最喜爱的诗歌。
Why don't we sing his or her favorite song?
所以我们何不在他受洗的时候唱他最喜爱的诗歌
that is without any budget or money.
我告诉你，不需要任何的预算。
But we make something different and special.
但是我们却带出了不同的一个情况，是吗？
Personalized baptismal words.
依据这个受洗者的个人的情况来说，那个在施洗的时候你说的那个话。
The officiating pastor to pronounce the baptismal words slowly, clearly, and customized according to some specifics of each candidate.
而让主理的牧师慢慢的、清楚的根据每一个领洗者具体的情况讲述。我不太知道这个话怎么写，我就写洗礼致辞。
Say the baptismal announcement or words slowly and clearly.
所以你在那个准备你在为他施洗的那个时候，慢慢的说，清楚的说。
Okay, that is very important. I don't want to give example here.
我不要再举例了。
Next, introduce the candidates nicely. Introduce nicely.
很好的介绍这个要预备受洗的人。
I could see that this was done in Sungsan Church, maybe 1 year or 2 years ago.
大概1年还是2年前，我看到松山教会这么做。
When I witnessed a baptism there.
但是我见证了一个洗礼
Very well done.
非常好的预备。
Okay, so all the candidates were invited, and we can also add even present maybe a short information about them on the screen.
在荧幕上面，我们可以显示准备受洗的弟兄或姐妹他们一些的资讯。
Maybe we can present what is their memory verse. What is the favorite memory verse or the favorite Bible hero or whatever. Introduce them.
最喜欢的圣经人物等等，不管什么资讯。
Okay. Next.
下一个。
Give gifts to each newly born member.
送礼物给每一位新生的教友。
Now I have noticed there was a time in the church that I attended. And
我知道我曾经参加过一个教会的一个情况。
This is not in Taiwan.
不是在台湾。
Just to make sure, it's not in Taiwan. But this was very good.
虽然不是我要确定不是在台湾。但是很棒的一个情况，受洗之后
，after the baptism was over，
洗礼之后
，then the candidates or the newly baptized member already changed。
刚受洗的人已经换好了干的衣服
，they all would stand in front, facing the audience。
然后呢，为了欢迎他们，全部的人都站在台前，面对着弟兄姐妹。
And then somehow the pastor announced, "This is now the time to greet them."
那现在是我们要欢迎刚刚受洗完的弟兄姐妹的时候。
There are 5 of them here.
所以有5个新受洗的弟兄姐妹站着。
And I could see that not everyone received the same gift.
然后我就注意到，每一个人收的礼物都不一样。
One person has so many members who know him.
那有一个人呢，是很多的弟兄姐妹早就认识他了。
And he received flower and gift, and it is very hard for him to hold all the gifts.
花了礼物，结果多到他没有办法一个人抱啊。
And this poor gentleman here standing receiving only 1 gift.
结果在这里可怜的一位弟兄呢，只收到1个礼物。
Because not all the members know him.
因为不是每一个弟兄姐妹都认识他。
And he looked at that.
然后他就看那个人。
Just imagine.
你想象一下。
If you were that person.
如果你是那个人。
we need to really well prepare, even about gifts. We need to be sensitive.
所以连礼物都要精心的策划。
This even may create the first problem he faced in the church.
这可能甚至在这个时候就已经制造他的教会里面的第一个麻烦了。
Okay, so make sure that they receive the same prepared gift, so that if one receive, everyone receive.
就要预备好，大家都一样，有人有收到，其他人也有收到。
That is why, if they have been part of small groups,
所以这就是为什么，如果他们已经参加了小组，
then small groups can participate really to celebrate this with
那
them.
么小组的成员就可以参与这个欢迎他们的这个过程。
Well, sometimes when I am sharing one example, you are all laughing. It seems that you have witnessed the same.
那有时候我举例的时候呢，你们都会笑的回应啊，表示你们大概都有经历过。
All right, next.
下一个
Well-designed baptism certificate.
精心设计的洗礼证书，
I noticed this in our churches
我知道在我们教会里面，
in Korea.
在韩国，
It is put like in a box. It is very nice. You can lock it and you can open. And when you read the name and everything, it is very well, just like you have just accomplished one big event. That certificate is
在韩国啊，他们是设计成像书这样，然后是还可以锁住的，然后打开的时候呢，就可以念，就是那个敬礼的证书，让你感觉你好像刚刚完成一件大事一样。
You see, certificates like this are very important.
所以像那样的敬礼证书非常重要。
We cannot just print it in the morning in a hurry and then he cannot do that.
不是啊，你不要在早上要敬礼，你才在你的办公室在那边，哇，没过了，才能印敬礼证书。
We need to prepare it well.
我们必须要准备好。
You know, in my house I have a document keeper.
在我的家里面有一个档案柜。
And I have even my baptismal certificate there, my birth certificate, my marriage certificate, everything I keep very well.
我的敬礼证书了、结婚证书了、出生证明，我全部都收在我的档案柜。
And it is within my reach, so if anything happen, I will just rush out from my apartment bringing only this one.
所以那个档案柜的沙博士档案柜大概很小，他说如果发生任何事情我可以随手就可以拿到它，我就冲着门就跑了。
So well-designed, prepare a well-designed baptismal certificate.
所以我们的行政秘书在哪里啊？不要像台湾区会的受洗证书。
Maybe you can buy from the stationery store maybe a good folder and insert the baptismal certificate in a very good folder, and then tie it with a ribbon if it is possible, and then present it.
所以呢，
It's not expensive.
你甚至去书局里面找那个随便，好像那个像毕业证书那样的套子，上面甚至有那个缎带，很漂亮的，把它放在里面，哇，那个就可以很棒。
It is not expensive.
不贵。
Next,
下一个
small group based welcoming.
以小组为基础的一个欢迎。
We always tie this with small group.
我们总是把它跟小组连接在一起。
I have attended a mass baptism.
我参加过那个联合敬礼。
Usually in the Philippines, when we have a evangelistic meeting,
特别在菲律宾的工作布道
pastor from the Philippines here, pastor.
去过菲律宾读书的。 来自菲律
You
宾。
just stop when you have in Mindoro, in Mindanao, in Bacolod, in those places, Visayas, you will have hundreds of baptism.
在刚刚沙博士提到那几个地方呢，一受洗都是超过100人以上。
There was a time that I conducted evangelistic meeting.
有一次我自己亲自主讲了布道会。
And after the baptism,
在受洗之后呢，
someone told me, Pastor,
有一个人就来跟我讲，牧师啊，
today there are 500 baptized.
哇，今天有500个人受洗，你知道吗？
And then I asked, how did you know?
你怎么知道？
Well, we already counted that there are 20 pastors baptizing.
我们早就算了，因为有20个牧师在施祭。
And then all of them baptized each 20.
每一个牧师大概施礼25个人。
Okay, so no, each of them baptized. So they just count not because they know that person, but they just know, oh, this pastor baptized more. And I noticed that even when they come out from the baptistry, I could see that the mother, it is not a small group. It is the mother that helped to change and everything, but it is not very special.
那他们为什么知道有500个人？他不是算那个每一个上去的，而是算说一个牧师施浸了大概25个人。然后我就注意到施洗完了之后呢，上来的给这个受洗的人换干净的衣服那些的，不是谁，是他们的母亲。这个感觉很特别。
If you have mass baptism,
所以如果有联合浸礼
and I believe that can also happen in Taiwan.
我相信台湾也会有500人受洗的
To
情况。
make sure that all of these people were welcomed,
要确定这些人受到很好的欢迎，
let us involve small groups to welcome them.
让小组的成员加入欢迎的过程。
Okay, next.
下一个。
Integration to small groups. I think I mentioned this already.
这个整合到小组，别的教会叫落户。
Make sure that they're already part of a small group.
确定他们已经属于某个
Prepare
小组。
special welcome potluck.
后来要准备特别的欢迎餐会。
We do this.
我们有这样的做。
Give the new members even the first opportunity to get their food.
让他们排在第一个去先去请领饭。
I attended one church.
有时候参加一个教会。
And then I don't know why, because during the announcement,
因为我不晓得为什么他们就这样报告。
says before the prayer for the food.
在我们为这个食物祝祷之前
The elder announced.
长老这样报告。
Okay, we are going to have prayer for the food.
我现在为我们的饭来祷告。
Please, church members, please remember guest first. Please, church members, you remember guest first.
各位教友记得客人优先哦。
So why it should be announced?
为什么要这样报告？
And the guests are there.
那客人在那里。
It means that many times they don't even give the chance to the guest first.
因为长老知道一个事实，就是弟兄姐妹根本不管客人不客人，就自己去领饭。
You see, I'm thinking that even for our AY program, we need to discuss this. What can our church do when we have visitor? We need to decide together.
青年牧该是听到了，但是我们的妇女青年团要讨论，我们怎么样可以做好这件事情啊，让我们的来宾呢觉得受到欢迎。
What shall we do when we have baptism? Discuss this, and then we make our standard operation in our church whenever we have visitor or guest speaker or baptism or birthday. Discuss it so all members know without announcement.
所以呢，我们应该要学习科批呢，在 AY 在什么科批？赵博士没有讲，是我自己教的，要建立一个 SOP。当有客人有这个来宾来主讲，有受洗这样的东西的时候，我们教会的标准的作业程序应该做什么？
I've been visiting hundreds of churches.
我拜访过数百个教会，
And I could see difference
我可以看得出来不同的地方，
in the way they treat people.
他们招待人的方式。
Yeah. In some places, even the speaker will bring their own food.
有些地方那个被邀请的那个主讲人还要自己带食物去。
All right, next.
下一个。
Now is after the baptism.
好，现在已经完成洗礼了。
This is nurturing.
这是培育的部分。
Next. Attendance on the first Sabbath is very important.
受洗之后，第一个安息天来教会非常重要。
The first month after baptism determines the retention of the newly baptized members.
因为洗礼之后的第一个月，对于保留新教友来讲非常的重要。
Each DNA or small group is to nurture the new members to make sure that they are coming to the church on the first Sabbath after their baptism.
那么每一个 DNA 小组都是为了培育新教友。
Now I ask you a question.
我现在问大家一个问题
Who, just think of your local church now, your local church.
现在你想象你自己的地方教会
Who is in charge in your local church to make sure that the newly baptized member will come the following Sabbath? Who is in charge? In
谁
your local
负
church.
责刚刚受洗的那个人？第一个安息天他会不会来教会？谁要负责？
Who is in charge to make sure that that person will come next Sabbath?
确保那个上个安息天刚刚受洗的人，他一定会来教会。谁的责任？还是small group？
Small group? Oh, praise the Lord. If
该
it is
赞
small group.
赞美主。
Okay? Someone or a group, it should be really systematic.
某个人或者是某个小组，他必须有系统的。
That someone should make sure that that person will come to church next Sabbath.
某个人必须确认那个要来的安息天那个新受洗的人。
In other words, baptism is not the climax.
也就是说，受洗不是整个最高潮。
If they can come in a row 4 Sabbaths, then the intention would be high.
他如果连续的都来参加安息日的聚会，那么他留在教会的几率就非常高。
This is very important.
这是非常重要的。
Make sure that our smile on the next Sabbath is not different with our smile when he was baptized.
要确保他来的第一个安息天，大家的微笑跟他受洗当天的微笑是一样的。
Otherwise, he would say the honeymoon is over.
要不然他会说蜜月结束了。
Next, maintain attention, not decrease it.
保持对他们的关注，而不是逐渐减少。
I mentioned it already. We know what it means.
我已经提过了，大家知道的意思。
They will observe it.
他们会观察到。
Contact and visit new members.
联络以及拜访新教友。
We are sure we have the contact information.
我们要确定我们有这个联络的方式。
You can see that I always put small groups in all items.
你大家注意到，在每一个地方我都有放小组。
Because we are aiming,
我乱翻译的。
We are aiming to run our church under small group basis.
我们正在瞄准我们的教会是在小组的架构之下来运作。
Pastors will not worry because they know that the small groups are well trained and the small groups will contact the new members to make sure they are coming.
我们的堂主任不再担心，因为我们所有的弟兄姐妹受到良好的训练，会跟进关怀。
Okay, make sure to write their names in the church book.
要确定要把他们的名字写在教友名籍里面哦。
The newly baptized should be welcomed by the church as new members.
教会应该全体教友要欢迎接受他正式为教友。
Usually this is done either on the Sabbath of baptism or on the following Sabbath. They are welcome.
通常是受洗日当天，或者是接下来的安息天会这样的宣布。
Make the welcome a special one.
让这个欢迎成为比较特别的方式。
The church clerk will write the names of each candidate in the church membership record book. The church book.
书记就会把他们的名字写入到教友名籍的记录册里头。
Before the congregation.
是在大家的面前。
When its name is being read and presented.
当他的名字被念出来、提出来的时候，教会书记在旁边把名字写下去。把那个教会的名籍册带到教会。
Don't write the name secretly.
不要偷偷的在房间里面写。
Do it in the church before the congregation.
在众弟兄姐妹的面前写下去。
After you welcome,
欢迎他之后
then you will say, Brother, it is our joy to have your name in our church book. Write it before the congregation.
然后就说，弟兄或者姐妹。我们非常的高兴你成为我们教会的弟兄或姐妹，然后念完之后就写下去。
For this one, you don't need budget.
这么做不需要预算。
We just need determination.
我们只需要决心
and really consistency and commitment.
持续跟委身。
Wow, just imagine writing the name of a newly baptized member in front.
哇，在所有的弟兄姐妹的面前，欢迎完就写下去。
Can we do that?
做得到吗
We can.
我们可以做到。
Welcome letters from conference president.
来自台湾区委会长的欢迎信。
Pastor, if we have 200 being baptized this year,
各位
300.
各位同工各位牧者，如果我们今年有200个受洗
，it is not difficult to make a letter.
制作那个信不是很难。
You can have the same letter.
可以那个信都可以印刷的。
But you personalize it by putting the name of the candidate and send it through the church pastor. Wow.
然后呢，亲自签名落款，然后透过牧师交给那个刚受洗的人。
I even received a letter of welcome from the conference president.
我就有收到过来自区委会长的欢迎信。
How much budget you will need for this?
请问师库你在哪里？这个要花多少预算
You just need a ream of paper and a good ink in your printer.
你只要一本厚厚的纸 然后呢，只要确定你的印表机有足够的墨水，把它印出来就好。
Again, I hope we are not overwhelmed, but we are excited.
再一次，我不希望大家听到这么多了，觉得说哇太多了，受不了了。应该是感觉到兴奋。
Because if we are overwhelmed, we will not do even one of this.
因为如果你觉得说太多了，我受不了了，那么连一件我们都做不到。
Okay? Next. Help to discover spiritual gifts one more time.
再一次协助他们发现他们属灵的恩赐。
Now he is already baptized.
他已经受洗了，这个时候
We need to make sure that he has something or she has something to do in the church based on his or her spiritual gifts.
我们必须依据已经发现了他的个人的属灵恩赐，来给他一个事工负责参与。
And then follow up Bible study.
再来就是跟进圣经研究，或者是进阶的圣经研究。
If you think that the newly baptized members are not yet ready to join Sabbath school discussion,
如果你认为这个刚受洗的教友还不适合加入安息日学的学科分班
especially when the teachers are not ready,
特别是那个老师都没有准备好的，
well, it is better to have a separate Bible study.
那最好呢有专门为这个新教友的安息日学班。
Because sometimes we are not aware that in our Sabbath school discussion, there are those who never studied the Bible before, and we have already very deep discussion about Revelation.
那我们会发现，就像这一期我们研究这个启示录，我们当中有的人从来没有研读过圣经，结果他来参加这样的一个课程，太深了。
So maybe for the first 3 Sabbaths,
所以也许呢，这个头3个安息天
help them to transition into Sabbath school classes.
所以头3个安息天在刚受洗之后呢，帮助他们慢慢的可以转移进入到那个正常的安息日。
Okay, and then study on the church and its mission. They did it already before, but they need to continue.
之前我们已经做了，我们这边再一次告诉要继续了解教会的使命。
If a member, after being baptized and is not utilized in his spiritual gift for mission, then after 2 years he will become just one of us, and he will not care about anything.
如果这个人没有教导这些东西，2年之后，他就会成为我们当中的一份子，就是我们什么都不在乎也不管了。
It is very important.
所以非常的重要，教导这些。
Usually people.
如果特别是对不起，我刚刚没有翻完，就是他们如果都没有使用他们的个人的恩赐来服侍教会，2年后就变成我们当中。
People who are newly married.
对于刚刚结婚的人来说
，for the first year,
头1年
we'll always talk and show people about their marriage photos.
他们经常会秀他们的新婚的照片。
Their excitement in sharing what they have just done is very high.
他们非常的高兴、兴奋的分享他们的那些照片。
After 2 or 5 years,
2年、3、5年之后
then even the husband will walk in front and the wife will walk behind.
那个瑞英就不要走在前面，也
So
师
we
傅
need
在后面。
to really catch this first moment of the excitement of the newly baptized members to put them into ministry.
所以我们应该把握那个时刻，对于这些刚受洗的人，让他们进入到教会的服
And
事，
then further assimilation process
然后进一步的融入教会的生活过程，
until the time that they are really settled in the church.
直到呢他们已经进入到教会。
And then we will begin another cycle with the new members.
所以到这个时候开始呢，我们就要跟新教友开始另外一个新的循环。
Now they are not only being served, but they are to serve. They are part of the church.
过去他们是被服侍的对象，现在他们是教会的一份子，他们要加入服侍别人的另外一个身份。
And that is the end. I hope this is not a dream.
我不希望这是一个梦想，
We can do that.
我们可以做。
The most powerful person in our Adventist church to make a change is not those at the GC, division, or union, or conference, but the church pastor.
在福林教会里面，最有能力改变教会的，不是来自全球总会的行政人员干事、分会、联盟会、区会的行政人员干事，而是我们地方教会的。
Those from the general conference and divisions, they may preach anything they want.
他们来自这个总会分会的团队，他们可以教导任何他们想教导的东西。
But if the church pastor says we cannot do this, then it will die there in the seminar room.
可是如果地方教会同工在听的时候，他就说我做不到，那么这个信息就会死在那个研习会当中。
I feel comparing my life now with my life when I was a church pastor for 10 years.
对比我的生活，过去我在地方教会服侍有10年。
Now I compare. I feel that it was when I was a church pastor that I could become an agent of change.
我现在才感受很深的，就是说，当我还在地方教会服侍的时候，我可以成为一个改变的媒介。
Now being a division director, I can do anything here I preach, but it may stop here if you don't bring it home.
作为分会的干事，我可以在这里分享任何我想分享的，可是你可能不会把它带到地方教
So
会。
the most powerful individual to make change in our church are local church pastors.
是我们教会可以说最具有影响力、可以改变的，是在座的地方教会的传道同工。
Small group is not an idea coming from our organization. It is from the Bible.
小组并不是来自富林教会而产生出来的概念，是来自于圣经。
And we cannot say, well, these people in the leadership, they always push us to do small group.
我不能讲说，哎呀，这是叫上面领袖都一直在给我们压力，说要推动小组，推动小组。
Actually, this comes not from them.
实际上，这不是来自于他们。
If they just begin this year to really energize small group,
如果他们从今年才开始说啊，这个推动大家的时候，我们要开始小组。
perhaps because they have been only just convinced this year.
也许是今年的赖会长才确信要做这个事。
So let us do it together by God's grace.
我们透过上帝的恩典一起来做。
Well, we have about 10 minutes. Why don't we have some questions?
我们还有10分钟，开放大家有没有任何的
And then
问
later
题？
in the second session, if you have